I hoped to speak with you. Cynthia, every synthetic we've seen, on the surface, and if you wish to review this again...
When we took out Cynthia, she triggered something, some contingency plan by Weyland Yutani. Now Esther's seeing gravity and power distortions under the surface of LV-895. You're going back into the ruins to find... Fireteam, we need to locate the anomaly. I got Esther and Doc Honecker on the line for assist.
Just speaking to this. Okay. Hello?
The gravity distortions are increasing. I recommend haste.
Prowler.
Down here, mierda! More behind!
What am I looking at here? Who built this?
There are holograms on the far end of the room. Might we investigate?
If you're quick. Weird gravity shit, remember?
Synthetic. Perhaps I can recover its final directives.
Xeno's behind! Reorient!
Before she perished, Cynthia had her forces scan carvings throughout the complex.
Report. Can you read them?
Not without a transliteration to begin from.
Hear that?
The wall. More carvings.
Assistance required.
Drop a LiDAR scanner for us. She can work on a translation later.
Rearming. Patching up. Aid kit's here.
These do not seem related to the previous set.
Movement incoming! Scanner must have pissed him off somehow. Pressure! More signals. Get moving.
Grabbing ammo.
revealed by Wayland devices. A moment, please.
Watch behind, Fireteam!
How did they get human tech to work with this door?
Clearly, Wayland-Yutani studied this complex for years. Long before you arrived, Doctor.
Looks clear. Keep moving.
Sergeant, it is possible Cynthia's interest in these carvings is related to the anomaly.
Fireteam, scan the carvings, fast, and be ready for bugs.
There is a commonality, a sequence shared with the first set.
Dino's got riled again! Ambush to rear!
Bypassing deck.
Clear. Get moving, people.
Ever heard of Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway? They claimed life on Earth was seeded by another race. I read about them on conspiracy sites. Their papers have been out of print for a century. A cautionary tale in my field.
Listen.
There is a magnetic anomaly nearby. Might you investigate?
Grabbing ammo.
Fine. Last one. Then we focus on the big anomaly.
What is this?
It's got an ass load of carvings. Get scanning, Fireteam.
Those jars.
I have logged a number of characters. We still require a key to translate them.
Bugs!
Bypassing damage.
The jars. That's what the pathogen came stored in. The experiments we ran, the mutations, all from those. But there's so few, and empty. Where are the rest?
Rearm it.
Major aesthetic shift. A personal area? Or a working site? Maybe?
Different construction, same spinners. Esther, what are the big, intestinal tracts?
Insufficient data to speculate.
It's alien. We can't make any assumptions. The far platform. There's Wayland equipment around it.
Clear the bugs, Fireteam! The door ahead's sealed.
Perhaps examine the object ahead. Wayland-Yutani has interfaced with a non-human instrumentality.
It could control the doors. Fireteam, rig a connection for Esther.
Accessing the Wayland-Yutani translation matrix. There is a remarkable amount of data here. Stand by.
Big Xenos! And surprise, they ain't happy!
I believe I have it.
Esther's got the door! Secure the room!
Got the ammo. Patching up. 8 kits here.
That gravity anomaly is getting stronger. Let's see what Cynthia left for us to deal with.
Cynthia's notes contain a term for the builders of this facility. Weyland-Yutani referred to them as...
Why is an alien language so similar to an ancient human one? The implications are...
I don't know what we found under LV-895, who built that place, or what it's for. The distortions and anomalies Cynthia started are still growing. Something's warming up. We need to know what. Get down there and find out.
You found that in the ruins? One of the Weyland-Yutani team must have brought it. Guess they had a sense of irony. Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway disappeared on the Prometheus mission over a century ago. They were archaeologists who thought human development was influenced or directed by aliens from space. Real crackpot stuff, right? I mean, you have to wonder why Peter Weyland bankrolled their expedition. Anyways, after Prometheus disappeared, their academic papers were taken out of publication. They're a cautionary tale in my field.
Hey, if you happen to acquire... Okay. Regulations require me to state that the battalion fabricators may not be used to replicate any device and/or system that has not been licensed.
I don't know what we found under LV-895, who built that place, or what it's for. The distortions and anomalies Cynthia started are still growing. Something's warming up. We need to know what. Get down there and find out.
Shore party, remain in your seats until we are skids down and I call clear. I don't want your fat heads bleeding all over my deck.
The gravitational anomaly continues to intensify. Locating the source is imperative.
Stay frosty. We know there's Xenos. God knows what else Cynthia had.
And that alien equipment. Who knows what it does? Be careful.
Movement! Closing fast! Clear. What are we looking at in here, Doc?
It could be, I mean, with that structure. I have no idea.
Prowler.
Head right? It's in that direction-ish. You'll find it. Gross. Hey, here come our little friends!
unusual power signature nearby, similar to emissions within the anomaly. Might you set up a scanner? The structure on the ceiling. Over the scanner.
Hold that! Xeno's incoming! Watch behind! So, what's that on the ceiling?
A biological energy capacitor. A living battery.
I'm guessing the route, sending you in the general direction. These halls are nuts. Up top, what is... You have any visual?
There is an instrumentality across the room.
Secure the area first. Hey, hold up and listen.
Grabbing ammo.
I will try to acquire a facility layout. Hit only the controls I specify.
Fireteam, set up a perimeter.
Farthest left, center right, center top. Analyzing output. Stand by.
This is deployed.
I could only find a local map. Please head up the ramp.
8 kids here.
Xenos ahead, coming over the bridge! Yo, Honecker, anything you can tell us about who built this place?
Yeah, those controls you used seem partly biological. I wonder how much.
Signals, get a camera on. Missed them.
I saw no evidence of xenomorph physiology.
Maybe it's local life? Alright, look at the size of this place. I wonder how deep it goes.
Xenos ahead! Look right, watch the far side!
Bypassing deck.
Endeavour just detected a burst of 511 kilo electron volt gamma rays from within the gravitic anomaly.
Sounds like something just turned on. We're near the end of the layout Esther grabbed. Use the, squishy thing in that room.
Enter the same sequence as farthest left, center right, center top. Stand by. Recording the output. Only extract a local layout.
She's modest. A good university department would take months to do that.
seems to label the section ahead Basket of the Heavenly Traveler.
We must be missing some context. Can I see?
Bypassing damage.
Like a control center.
No, careful. That's an anthropomorphic assumption.
Rearming.
Could you obtain a LiDAR sweep of the presumed control center?
That'll rile our friends in the walls. Be ready. Movement all around. Bunker down. Drone! patch up and reload.
I believe I have deciphered the controls.
Patching up.
Stand ready, fire team.
Rearming.
That's a ship,
8 kits here.
right?
It is the source of the gravitational distortions.
Cynthia's asset 0. That's where we're headed, fire team.
We haven't forgotten about all that missing pathogen, right?
An alien ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means necessary.
Holy crap, you scanned a GEOS datapad? I haven't seen one of those since I signed up. They're a local brand on Gateway Station. Tower 6, level 33. They'd acquire parts from big companies, closeouts, auctions, and assemble them into gear the megacorporations would charge twice as much for. Somebody on Wayland's staff must be my neighbor. I'm from Gateway, born and raised. It's a primary orbital port for the United Americas built in 2030. We hold geosync over Quito, Ecuador, but we're an independent territory. 30,000 permanent residents, our own rep in the UA Assembly, and our own customs laws.
That must have been made by a member of the Weyland-Yutani team studying the ruins on LV-895. They're strange. The outermost you could mistake for something built by humans. Big slab stone construction. The only weird parts are the doors. The second section has the heads and statues. That's not stone. It looks like it, but samples show woven helical structures. Rigid collagens, aragonite, biopolymers. Bone. Genetically engineered, stronger than steel. Finally, there's the section of carbonized metal, the deepest and most advanced bits. Encased behind the metal are biological systems, nerves, and organs. I don't know what to make of it. It's like there's 2 or 3 different cultures, different technology levels, but there's a set of characters in all 3 sections. They translate something like, those who birth and kill. Esther says creator-destroyers is probably closer idiomatically. So, Esther said I should explain the pathogen for you. The genetically engineered mutagen Paula Station experimented with. Weyland-Yutani provided a jar of it, but never said where they got it from. Now I know it was from those ruins you found. The animals we used pathogen on got faster, stronger, more durable, but crazy aggressive too. The company, that was the lab's consensus theory. Genetically engineered nanobiotech, definitely artificial, unbelievably complex. Way beyond any technology they'd seen. Someone designed it to do what it does. Someone a hell of a lot smarter than us. Well, I'm an anthropologist, so anything I tell you I got secondhand. I may not remember it right. The team had 2 xenobiologists. Cruz thought pathogen unraveled the telomeres in DNA, then swapped around sections of code. And Pryor thought it activated alleles and non-coding DNA. They couldn't figure out why mutations weren't 100% consistent. It was Etienne who came up with the theory that pathogen can blend the host's DNA with that of viruses or bacteria in their body. Never. Matthews thought its ability to enter cells was blocked or inhibited by polysaccharides, cell walls, like in plant or fungal life. Animal species never have cell walls, at least none we've seen. That's been true on every planet we've surveyed. We didn't get a choice. Bellows put his own synths in charge of security. He had xenoeggs. He could have done whatever he wanted with us. If it makes any difference, the last surviving pathogen experiment was Monica. The gray-striped xeno you killed on Katanga. We never found a way to safely dispose of it. Critters mutated by it we could kill. Pathogen itself? I don't know. The safest thing is to leave it in those jars. They're pretty tough. Sure, you gotta be busy. Anytime you want to talk about pathogen or anything, I'll be here. So, Esther said the animals we used pathogen on got. That was the well, they could never, we never, sure.
An alien ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means.
Regulations prohibit taking aboard xenomorphic parasites. Any of you come back with a makeout buddy, my lock stays sealed.
Cynthia's final orders were to prepare Asset Zero, the alien ship, for activation.
Activated for what?
Nothing good. Fireteam, get aboard and stop it.
Pathogen jars.
They dangerous?
Only if opened. We couldn't dent the casing.
Signal's closing! They're unknown! What the fuck were those?
I guess pathogen mutations of some native life form.
No, they... People! Doc, I really hope that wasn't nobody you knew.
I'm... okay. I mean... I didn't know anyone was even here.
Coming up from the back! Way too many in there! Let's find a way aboard that monster.
Dispatching this to Earth seems ill-advised.
What's this?
Remain calm. Merely a scan.
For what?
Insufficient data, but it appears you passed.
Alright, how can we stop this thing? Options, people.
Cynthia's remnants are likely to have a control center.
chiggers, lots of them. Fireteam, let's ground this ship. Careful what you touch.
Grabbing ammo. Catch and go.
Guess the mutants don't like synths.
Might you access that one's short-term memory?
Movement! Tracker return, but indistinct.
Leon!
Bypassing them.
Rearm. Patching up. HCC.
Synth download complete. Beginning analysis.
The Leon Stalker. That was native life. A big cat with chameleon abilities. Watch for the shimmer. They blend, but not perfectly. Jesus. Wayland moved all the pathogen here.
Storage. For transport to labs in the core.
Hijo de puta. I know an ammo magazine when I see one.
Analysis complete. The synths are working from a location on the upper levels.
Then we keep heading up.
Might we get a closer view of the hologram?
Incoming, both sides! More of those abominations! Watch the ceiling!
Bypassing damage.
Secure. Resume advance.
There is an open synthetic near field on the far end of the room.
Grabbing ammo.
Mierda, Cynthia's team cannibalized one of their own?
The exit to the control room has been sealed. Quantum encryption.
Another ass load of mutants! Clear the deck!
Bypassing damage.
There are other synthetics nearby. If one has an intact memory core, I may be able to reconstruct the cipher.
There's a stalker in the room!
This one is intact. Stand by.
Grabbing ammo.
Pathogen coming from topside. How many people did Waylon have in here?
Rearming.
I have reconstructed Cynthia's cipher. Access the upper door, over where you entered.
Bypassing damage.
Whoa. S, is this something we can mess with?
No, the controls are locked.
Get us to whatever passes for engineering. We'll take out the power, stop it from lifting off.
I just want to say, if you could not blow the ship up.
Right, important to science or history or whatever. We'll do our best, Doc.
The files from the synthetic call this room Vitality Oven to grow.
Great.
Humanity, energy capacitors. Access the control instrumentality.
Ammo.
on the ceiling. The same capacitors we encountered in the previous section. Disable the enzymatic fuel cells.
She means shoot this shit on the side.
I see a 17% reduction in power flow. There must be more capacitors.
Got it. Shoot those two.
Seeing a blurry return. Probably a stalker.
Grabbing ammo.
Mutants from all over. Scratch one capacitor.
Power buildup slowed 50%.
Haven't seen any more capacitors.
There is another instrumentality at the far end. Enter the sequence: bone, protective, withdraw.
Yes, you did it! 2 more just dropped!
Buildup rate reduced to 16%. The final capacitor is in the center on the floor.
There's another stalker in there.
I do not believe the alien ship will fly again.
We'll keep a garrison aboard anyway. Thing's half alive. Just our luck if it heals itself, too.
When you return, please turn in your uniform. We may learn something from the pathogen bloodstains. Do you need help with something?
Wow. That's genuine alien technology. You can touch it. It's real. This is a helmet from one of the ruin builders, right? What did Weyland-Yutani call them? The, engineers. Okay. From the suits and the statues, we can tell the engineers were biped and humanoid. Hands with fingers. A head with sensory organs. A lot like Earth life. Very human. But 3 meters tall. Giants. Look at the interior of that helmet. It looks like blood vessels. Glands? That isn't mechanical, not entirely. It's biotechnology. I wonder if all engineer equipment is like this. Oh shit. Sorry, That's from one of the mutated Leon 895s. The things Herrera called stalkers. Leons were one of the species Paula Station tested pathogen on. Mark Pryor's pet project. They're native to LV-895. They're cats with chameleon skin and 6 legs. I guess that's hard to see in the mutants. 2 of the legs turn into stabby things, and their heads split into tentacles. Pathogen amps up the Leon's color-changing ability. The mutation allows them to show multiple colors and blend almost instantly. 2 pathogen Leons got loose on Paula Station. A lot of people died. Funny thing, I ended up killing them both. Seeing this, it still freaks me out.
I put you in for a commendation, but we ain't got one for grounding a 4,000-year-old alien ship. Cynthia loaded that thing with an assload of pathogens, recovered it safe, and handled it all responsible like. Yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. Yo, fuck the company. We're setting a perimeter around the ship. Too early to tell if it'll hold. There's a lot of mutants and Xenos down there. Palace Station, the main part where Hanukkah worked, is still infested. But no sign of the Queen yet. Gracias a Dios. That ain't our problem. Yet. We gotta deal with the Katanga hive. Listen up. There's a Xeno Queen on Katanga, laying eggs. Colonel Ship says we gotta destroy the refinery. But the problem is, Endeavor, she ain't got the firepower. Katanga's a whole damn city in space. We could incinerate chunks, but we ain't got enough heavy ordnance for it all. So here's the deal. We're gonna overload the refinery's fusion plant. That's gotta be done from a control center at the heart of the hive.
I hoped we would have an opportunity to speak again. When you disabled Cynthia, she made several cryptic statements. In retrospect, I believe she was attempting to warn us of the dangers within the engineer ruins. Weyland-Yutani would have installed programmatic blocks on her ability to discuss the subject. The best she could do was dissuade us against further exploration. Cynthia defended Weyland-Yutani's investments on LV-895, yet her actions suggest a hesitance to directly engage us. At the end, she did not invoke profits, investments, or copyrights. She warned us of the danger the ruins presented. She specifically appealed to me and our shared purpose of protecting humans. That is the so-called zeroth law. Synthetic life forms may not take actions that create an existential risk to humanity, or, through inaction, permit humanity to face existential risk. The pathogen provokes unpredictable mutations. That alone constitutes a potential existential threat. But the pathogen is only the most obvious hazard. The LV-895 ruins are filled with technologies beyond our present knowledge. We do not understand their function. Likely, we do not yet comprehend all the scientific principles they are based on. Any attempt to interact with an engineered device risks terrible calamity. It appears our advance was the impetus for that. The level of decay in the former Weyland-Yutani staff suggests they were exposed after our initial contact with Cynthia. She infected them to prevent revelation of company secrets and to hinder us from accessing the alien ship. These actions are consistent with the zeroth law of synthetics, which implies that some humans may be sacrificed if it is necessary to preserve humanity writ large. Please understand, I consider Cynthia's decisions abhorrent. Excusing them is not my intention. Colonel Ship dwells upon moments in her career she has been required to make similar choices, when she ordered Marines to their deaths to achieve a critical objective or preserve a greater number of lives. It must be left to future generations to judge the decisions made here today. True, Weyland-Yutani does not enjoy a reputation for altruism. That was not always the case. Peter Weyland, the company founder, was obsessed with furthering humanity's progress. He made long-term investments, the terraforming of Mars and the Heliades-class surveyors. I do not wish to imply the company has re-embraced Weyland's ideals. However, Pala Station was established 2 decades ago. It was not intended to turn a quick profit. Consider, these ruins had been sealed for 4 millennia when Weyland-Yutani discovered them. There are obvious questions, which surely occurred to both Cynthia and the company. Where are the engineers? If they still exist, are they aware of humanity? If they're gone, what extinguished such an advanced culture? I will retain the briefing file for you. If you